Okay, hi everyone. So chalo, let's start with statistics part of this MTP. So many of you have asked me for statistics part, so let's see that. This time statistics part is actually easy except for like 2-3 questions. Most of them are from module also. So let's try to finish that. Question 61 to 100. Before we start, some instructions as usual. Entire lecture will be in English, so even if you don't understand Hindi, that is fine. It will be in simple English. Second, first you should solve it and then come to this lecture, so that it will be helpful for exam. Otherwise, if you just watch the lecture, then that is of no use. Okay. Third is, we'll try to solve as many questions as we can within 1 minute. Okay. In statistics, I guess nearly every question can be solved in 1 minute. So let's start. Okay, just a second. Okay, yes. So question 61, statistics is concerned with, so both qualitative and quantitative, because even if we have qualitative data, we can convert it to quantitative using frequencies. Okay. 62, primary data are collected by interview correct, observation correct, questionnaire correct, because primary data means data collected directly from the source. So interview, observation, mailed questionnaire, and questionnaire by or questionnaire through enumerator. These are the 4 basic methods of primary collection. So all of these is the correct answer. Following data relates to income of 86 persons. Okay, so total is 86. What is the percentage of persons earning more than rupees 1500? So more than 1500, this is frequency, right? So 1500 to 2000 and 2000 to 2500. So total will be 36 plus 7. That is 43 people. Percentage means 43 out of 86, which is, you can use calculator, 50%, half exactly, right? 64. Following data relates to marks of a group of students. Now this is a cumulative distribution. Below 10 means 0 to 10. Below 20 means 0 to 20. Understand? Okay, fine. So let's see what is asked. How many students got marks more than 30? Now see, total students are 100 because everyone is below 50, right? Everyone is below 50, that means total students are 100. And below 30, that means 0 to 30 are 65. If below 30 are 65, that means above 30 are 100 minus 65, that is 35 students. So more than 30 will be 35 students, option C. 65. The curve obtained by joining points whose x coordinates are upper limits of class intervals. Okay, so we plot class intervals ke upper limits on x-axis, and y coordinates are corresponding cumulative frequencies, that is cumulative increasing or decreasing frequency, whatever it is. These curves are called as ogives, or cumulative frequency curves. They can be increasing or decreasing, obviously depending on greater than type or less than type. Next, if x and y are related by x minus y minus 10 is equal to 0 and mode of x is known to be 23. Okay, now this is a question of change of origin and scale. Mode is affected by change of both origin also, scale also. So we can just put x as 23. So 23 minus y minus 10 is equal to 0. That means 13 minus y is 0, so y is 13. So mode of y will be 13. Okay. If there are two groups with 75 and 65 as harmonic means and containing 15 and 13 observations, then combined HM is given by. Formula of combined HM is what? See, formula of HM is what? N by summation 1 by x, right? Or summation f by summation f by x, whatever it is. Formula for combined mean is n1 plus n2 by n1 by harmonic mean of first one plus n2 by harmonic mean of second one. So how can we do it on calculator? Understand what we have to do is 15 plus 13 we have to take in the numerator, right? 15 plus 13 is how much? 28 upon, now we have to do 15 by 75 plus 13 by 65. So we can do it on calculator. 15 by 75 m plus 13 by 65 m plus. Now understand, we have stored this in memory. Now what to do is take 28 numerator and then divided by memory, MRC, divided by MRC and equal to. So 70 should be the answer. See, we have stored this in memory. Now we can call it. So 28 by memory is equal to. That gives us 70 is the correct answer. Quartile division of x is 6 and 3x plus 6y is 20. What is quartile deviation of y? Okay, quartile deviation is affected only by positive value of change of scale. If we rearrange this, that means 6y is equal to 20 minus 3x. That means y is equal to 20 by 6 minus 3 by 6x. Change of scale is only this. And quartile deviation will be affected only by positive value of change of scale, that is positive 3 by 6 or 1 by 2. So 6 will be affected only by this. So 3 is the correct answer. 6 into 3 by 6, which is 3. Fine. 68. I guess they have given 4 for this, but that is wrong in the answer key. Don't look at ICI answers generally. You should solve by yourself first if you are confident, and if you are correct, then that is the correct answer. Which one is an absolute measure of dispersion? So range, MD, SD, all, right? Median of this is, now for median, first we have to arrange them in ascending order. Always remember that. So if we arrange them in ascending order, 26, 27, 30, 37, and then whatever it is, no need to actually arrange the further ones because वही पे median आएगा 42, 44, 51. Now median is the middle value is 37. Okay, you can go by formula also, 7 plus 1 by 2, that is n plus 1 by 2th observation. So 7 observations plus 1 by 2, that is 8 by 2, 4th observation, which is 37. Or you can just observe ki 3 and 3, that means this is the middle one, so 37 is the correct answer. Mean of this, okay, how many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So summation x upon n, which is 10. So we can do in calculator. 25 plus 32 plus 43 plus 53 plus 62 plus 59 plus 48 plus 31 plus 24 plus 33 divided by 10. 41 is the correct answer. You should be fast with your calculator so that you can finish everything within 1 minute. Okay. 72. If aim of any distribution be 25, that is x bar is 25, and one term is 18, that is sum of the terms, let's say x m is 18, x or whatever, x is 18, some value, then deviation of 18 from aim. Deviation from arithmetic mean means x minus x bar. Deviation from arithmetic mean means x minus x bar. So that is 18 minus 25. So option B, minus 7. Okay. Algebraic sum of deviations of frequency distribution from its mean, that is again x minus x bar, is always, now the mean is the midpoint, that is summation x minus x bar is 0. That is how we define mean actually. So that is the main property of mean. So 0 is the correct answer. 74. Pooled matlab combined mean is also called as, so obviously group mean, right? A and B options make no sense. 75. If x and y are related by y is equal to 2x plus 5, and SD and aim of x, that is sigma x and x bar, are given as 5 and 10, then coefficient of variation is. Now obviously they must be asking coefficient of variation of y, right? They have not printed it, but if we want coefficient of variation of x, then that will be SD by mean, 5 by 10, 50%. That is not in the options. So for y, SD is affected only by change of scale. Change of scale is 2. Change of scale is multiplication or division. Change of origin is addition or subtraction. Change of scale is 2. So SD of y will be 5 into 2, 10. And y bar is affected by all. So it will be multiplied by 2 and plus 5. So we just put x ka value as 10. So 2 into 10 plus 5, which is 25. So coefficient of variation is what? Sigma y upon y bar into 100. That is 10 by 25 into 100. So 40. Check. Yes, 40 is the correct answer. 40. Fine. Now many questions are from module. Following are wages of 8 workers in rupees. If one of the workers is selected at random, what is the probability that his wage would be lower than the average wage? Okay, average wage we'll have to find first. Okay. Okay, average is what? Summation x upon n. So that is just 50 plus 62 plus 40, 70, 45, 56, 32, 45 by 8. X bar is 50. So how many people are less than 50? Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of 8. So 4 out of 8 will be the probability that he'll be lower than average. That is 0.5. Option B. 77, there is a printing mistake. P of A is 3 by 5. P of B is 2 by 3. Again they are giving P of A. Now that should ideally be P of A union B. Okay, so change it. P of A union B is 3 by 4. What is P of A given B? Okay, we'll find. A given B का formula is P of A intersection B upon P of B. So we'll need intersection for this. We know that A union B, P of A union B, which is 3 by 4, is equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. So P of A intersection B will be what? M plus M minus, right? We'll take this to right hand side. The 3 by 4 will take to right hand side. So 3 by 5 M plus, 3 by 5 M plus 2 by 3 M plus 3 by 4 M minus. If you press MRC, you get intersection as 0.516 recurring. Don't write it down. 0.516 recurring. That's it. Divided by P of B. P of B is 2 by 3. Okay. So you can, instead of dividing by 2 by 3, we can just multiply by 3 by 2. Or if you know 2 by 3 means what? 0.66666. So you can just divide this by 0.66666. That gives us 0.77499999, which is 775, which is option D, 0.775. Okay, you can write down if you want, but otherwise this can be solved entirely on calculator. You don't need to write any of this. Okay, fine. Again, module wala question. A problem in probability was given to 3 CA students A, B and C, whose chances of solving it are 1/3, 1/5 and half respectively. What is the probability that the problem would be solved? Would be solved means would be solved by any one of them. So instead it is better to do 1 minus problem would not be solved, not solved. That means 1 minus not by A, that is A dash, and not by B, B dash and C dash, which is 1 minus A is 1/3, so A dash is 2/3, and is into, and is multiplication. B is 1 by 5, that means B dash is 4 by 5, and half, that means this is half. So we can just do this on calculator. 2 by 3 into 4 by 5 into 1 by 2 and minus 1. So just change the sign. That should give you 0.73 recurring. 0.73 recurring. Check which option gives 0.73 recurring. 4 by 15 तो नहीं होगा. 8 by 15 no. 11 by 15 yes. This is 0.73 recurring. If you check, 11 by 15 is the correct answer. Okay. 79th again similar, I guess, from module only. A packet of 10 electronic components is known to include 2 defectives, that means 8 non-defectives. If a sample of 4 components is selected at random from the packet, what is the probability that it does not contain more than one defective? Does not contain more than one defective, that means it contains either 0 defectives or is plus 1 defective. Okay. For probability, you should always calculate the denominator first. Denominator will be what? We have to select 4 out of 10. So denominator is going to be 10C4. Now 0 defective means all 4 should be non-defectives. That means we have to select 8C4, 4 out of 8. Or 1 defective means out of 2, 1 defective. So 2C1, and 3 non-defectives, that means 8C3, 3 out of 8, right? Now we can do this on calculator. 8C4 is 8765 by 24, that is 70, plus 2C1 is 2, 8C3 is what? 8 into 7 into 6 by 6, so that is going to be 56 into 2, 112, upon 10C4 is what? 10987 by 24, that is 210. So 112 plus 70 by 210, that gives us 0.86666. Okay, 0.86 recurring is the answer. Let's check which option gives 0.86 recurring. Option C, let's check. Correct. Option C is 13 by 15, which is 0.86 recurring. So that is the correct answer. Okay, you should be able to do this fast on calculator so that it will save time, because permutations and probabilities combined, you might have like 3-4 questions which involve NCR or NPR, so you should be fast in its calculation. Next, 80. Probability that there is at least one error in an account statement prepared by 3 persons, again from module, is this. If ABC prepares 60, 70 and 90 such statements, then expected number of correct statements is. Correct statements means what? No error. Understand, if probability of at least one error is 0.2, 0.3 and 0.1, that means probability of no error is 1 minus this, right? That means probability of no error is 0.8, 0.7 and 0.9. We want expected values, so we'll have to multiply by x, p into x, right? So A prepares 60 statements plus B prepares 70 statements plus C prepares 90 statements. So how much will this be? 60 into 0.8 m plus 70 into 0.7 m plus 90 into 0.9 m plus, if you press MRC you get 178, which is the correct answer. Okay. Next, again combinations and probability. A bag contains 6 white and 4 red balls, again from module. If a person draws 2 balls and receives 10 and 20 for white and red balls respectively, then what is his expected amount? Okay, expected value. So let's see all the cases first. What cases are possible? 2 balls will be both red or both white, or one red, one white. So amount that he'll get, if he draws 2 red balls, then for red ball he gets 20, right? So he'll get 40 rupees. For 2 white balls he'll get 10 into 2, that is 20 rupees. For 1 white, 1 red, he'll get 10 plus 20, that is 30 rupees. Okay. Now we can find probability and then find expected value. For probability, denominator is going to be, see there are total 10 balls, 6 plus 4, and he has to draw 2 balls. So denominator will be 10C2. What is 10C2? Let's calculate it initially. 10 into 9 by 2, 45. So probability is going to be something by 45. First case, numerator will be 2 red, 0 white. So out of 4 we want 2 reds, so 4C2, 4 into 3 by 2, 6. Second case is 2 white. 2 white means 6C2, so 6 into 5 by 2, 15. 1 red, 1 white means 4C1 into 6C1, that is 4 into 6, 24. Fine. So let's take Px. Summation Px is the expected value, right? So 40, this is x, this is p. So 40 into 6 by 45 m plus, 20 into 15 by 45 m plus, 30 into 24 by 45 m plus. If you press MRC, we get 27.9 recurring, which is 28, option D. Option D will be the correct answer for this one. Okay. Next, normal distribution. What is the first quartile of x having following probability density function? Okay. We can identify, see this power part mein, the standard formula with mu and sigma is x minus mu bracket square, right? Minus of x minus mu bracket square. That means mu is 10, and the below part is 2 sigma square, which is 72. 72 is 2 into 36. That means 36 is sigma square. So sigma is 6 root 36. Fine. They're asking first quartile. First quartile is mu minus 0.675 sigma, which is 10 minus 0.675 into 6. So 0.675 into 6 minus 10. Sorry, 0.675 into 6 minus 10. That gives us 5.95, which is the correct answer. Points of inflection. Points of inflection means mu minus sigma and mu plus sigma are 40 and 60 respectively. Then its mean deviation is, okay, now here the options are a bit wrong. This is from module, they have copied as it is. In module also options are wrong. So understand, mu plus sigma is 40, mu minus sigma is 40, mu plus sigma is 40. Let's add them. Mu minus sigma, mu plus sigma, 40 and 60, sorry. If we add, 2 mu is equal to 100. That means mu is 10, mu is 50 and sigma will be 10, right? Because if you put 50 here, then 50 minus 10 is 40. Now mean deviation is approximately 0.8 sigma. 0.8 sigma will be 0.8 into 10, which is 8. 8 is not in the options, but 8 is the correct answer for question 83. Okay. Next 84. For 84 actually we need table. They have not given values here, but fine, let's solve. This is given, that means what are the parameters of this normal distribution? 50 and 10 square. We want this. What is probability of A given B? It means probability of A intersection B, that is x less than equal to 60 intersection means and x greater than 50 upon P of B. P of B is this. Okay, concentrate carefully. X is less than 60 and greater than 50. X is less than 60 and greater than 50 means x is between 50 and 60. Okay, divided by this. Okay, now let's convert this to standard normal distribution. How do we convert to standard normal distribution? From each value we will subtract mu and divide by sigma. So that will be 50 minus mu, 50 minus 50 by sigma, sorry, less than x, x के जगह पे we write z now, less than again 60 minus mu upon sigma, divided by again P of x is greater than 50. 50 minus 50 by sigma is 0. So z. So we are getting probability that z is between 0 to 1 divided by probability that z is greater than 0. Okay. Now understand, in standard normal distribution, mean itself is 0, mu itself is 0, right? That means greater than 0 probability is always going to be half, 0.5. So this denominator is definitely 0.5. Numerator we have to calculate, we have to look at from table. Table say we have to look at area between 0 and 1. So now let me open the table, let me pause the video and open the table just a second. Okay, fine, so I have this table, so let's look at this. We want probability of z between 0 and 1, right? So 1 will have to look up 1.00, 1.0 and 0. So this part from your module you can look at it, 0.3413. That 0.3413 is the area between 0 and 1 itself. Okay, so 0.3413 we want. So let's open the MTP again. .3413 by 0.5. So answer will be 0.6826, which is option B. B is close, 6828, right? So you can take B. Fine. 85. For a normal distribution with mean 500 and SD 120, what is the value of k so that the interval 500 to k? So that the interval 500 to k covers 40.32% area of the curve. That means probability is 0.4032. 40.32% means 4032, right? Fine. Okay. Now we can convert this to standard normal distribution first. So it will be P 500 minus mu. This is mu. This is sigma. 500 minus mu upon sigma will be 0 is less than x is less than k minus 500 by 120. This we know is 0.4032. Okay, now understand very carefully. That means area from 0 to this k minus 500 by 120, this area is 0.4032. Okay. If we add this extra area, this side, left side, then that is going to be 0.5. So the answer will be 0.4032 plus 0.5, that is 0.9032. But they have already given that for 0.9032 value of z is 1.3. That means this is 1.3, right? So k minus 500 by 120 is equal to 1.3. That means 120 into 1.3 plus 500, 656 will be the correct answer. Okay, I hope you have understood this. Normal distribution is again easy. It looks complicated but is easy, so you should solve it, don't skip it. Next, if MD of normal variable, that is 0.8 sigma, is 16, then what is QD? QD is what? 0.675 sigma. Okay, now 0.8 sigma is 16, that means sigma is 20. Sigma is 20, that means 0.675 sigma will be 20 into 0.675, 13.5, option B. Next, 87. For a Poisson variate, probability that x is equal to 1 is equal to probability that x is equal to 2. What is mean of x? Understand something, this shortcut I have told you in the class. Those who have attended class, I have told you this in the regular batch. If Poisson distribution के लिए two probabilities are equal and this is consecutive, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, then the higher one is the mean. That's it. Higher one is the M. That is it. Because of property of mode. Because of property of mode, if for example if they give key probability that x is equal to 5 is equal to probability that x is equal to 6, that means 6 is M. That's it. Okay, so no need to remember anything else. Always remember, whenever two probabilities are equal and they are consecutive, consecutive means ek ke baad ek, one after the other, 5 and 6, then the higher one is M. So 2 is M, so that is the mean, option C. Okay, next, 88. For a Poisson distribution, mean and variance are equal, obviously both are M. 89. Variance of binomial distribution is NPQ. So this is again from module. This option is correct because N, Q and 1 minus Q is P. So option C is the correct answer. For a P by Q classification of bivariate data, maximum number of conditional distributions is. Conditional distribution is for each row and each column. So if for example there are P rows in the data, 1, 2, 3 up to P, and 1, 2, 3 up to Q columns, then for each row and each column there will be one distribution. So P plus Q is the correct answer, option B. These plus these. And marginal distributions are always 2. Marginal means total of x and total of y. Total frequency of x and total frequency of y. That's it. If coefficient of correlation R is 0.7, then percentage of variation unaccounted for. Understand? R square is 0.49. R square is coefficient of determination. R square indicates explained variance upon total variance. So unaccounted variance will be 1 minus R square, which is 0.51, option C, 51%. Okay, fine. Next, 93. If covariance between two variables is 20 and variance of one of the variables is 16, that means sigma square x is 16, so sigma x is 4. What would be variance of other variable? Now understand, formula of R is covariance upon sigma x, sigma y. So R will be 20 upon 4 into sigma y. But R cannot be greater than 1. R cannot be greater than 1. Understand, that means this has to be greater than 20. Q, because if denominator is less than 20, then 20 by 15 for example will be 1.666, 1.333. So R cannot be greater than 1. That means numerator must be less than denominator, right? Fine. That means sigma y must be greater than 20 by 4, which is 5. Sigma y is greater than 5, that means sigma square y is greater than 25. Greater than equal to is correct because 1 is also the possible answer. If regression lines are given as this, then what is arithmetic mean? Easiest question, just solve simultaneously. Solve by simultaneous equations, that's it. You can go by options if you want. 1 and minus 1 if we put, so 2 minus 3 is minus 1, correct, and 5 minus 6 is minus 1, correct. Option A is the correct answer. You can just go by options. 95 dash satisfies circular test. GM of price relatives and weighted aggregate with fixed weights. A is the correct answer. You should know theory of index numbers. Understand that index numbers is now very important chapter because time series is removed. Earlier index number plus time series has 4-5 marks weightage. Now only index number has 4-5 marks weightage. So index number is important now. You have to find general index number, that is weighted average. Okay, there is some misalignment. This 35 should be here. This 425 should be here. This is just weighted average. X W. What is weighted average? Summation W. Sorry. Summation. Array, just a second. Let me charge the pencil. Okay, so formula of weighted average is what? Summation WX upon summation W. Summation W is what? 35 plus 15 plus 20 plus 8 plus 22. That is 100. Summation WX. So 35 into 425 M plus 15 into 235 M plus this into this M plus. Karo. 35 into 425, 15 into 235, 20 into 215, 8 into 115, 22 into 150. If you press M plus, you get 26,920 divided by 100, that is 269.2. Option B is the correct answer. Next, Lasper's formula does not satisfy all of the above, right? It does not satisfy any of the tests. Fine. Again, Lasper's they are asking. Lasper's is what? Pn Q0 upon P0 Q0. Q0 is the weight. This is not relevant for us. So 1900 by 1360 into 100, that gives us 139.705. So option B you can take because that is the closest answer. Okay. 99. Consumer price index number. This is a good question. A different question. Consumer price index number was 125. Out of that, food price index was 120 and other items was 135. Now they have not printed the question correctly. They want to ask percentage of total weight of food index is. Okay. Understand. Food index numbers are given 120 and 135. Their weights we don't know weights. Let's assume total weights are 100. So if this is X, this will be 100 minus X. But we know that weighted average is what? 135. Sorry, weighted average is what? 125. Total consumer price index. How do we get weighted average? Summation WX, that is 120 into X plus 135 into 100 minus X upon summation W, that is 100. We can just solve this equation. That means 12500 is equal to 120x plus 13500 minus 135x. Okay. So let's rearrange this. If we take x terms to the left hand side, 135 minus 120 is 15x is equal to 13500 minus 12500, 1000. That means x is 1000 by 15, that is 66.6666%. So option A is the correct answer. Okay. And this was a good question. Mark it. If you don't understand or if you don't know this concept, then you can let me know in comments. Last one, 100th. Net monthly salary of an employee was 3000 in 1980. Okay. 1980 mein salary was 3000. Consumer price index number in 1985 was 250. Okay. With 1980 as base year. So obviously base year index will be 100. So we want how much should be his salary. If he has to be rightly compensated, then 7th dearness allowance, ठीक है, to be paid to the employees, how much? That means we have to see how much should be his salary in 1985. So let's cross multiply and find out. 3000 salary was there when the index number was 100. So when it becomes 250, the salary should become 7500. Check. Right. If the salary should become 7500, that means how much DA should be paid, dearness allowances, extra amount over and above salary to compensate for inflation. That means 4500 is the correct answer for this, option C. Okay. I hope this is clear to all of you. There's some background noise from my side, I guess. So I hope it is not audible to you. So this was the statistics part. It was quite easy. So if there are any doubts, let me know. You should be able to solve like this every question within 1 minute so that you can complete the entire maths paper. If you want more practice for MCQs, I have given a link for Telegram channel for MCQs in the description. Join it. I keep on putting MCQs there randomly. Okay. Fine. So let's stop here for today. I hope this is clear. If you have anything, any doubt, let me know in comments. Okay, bye everyone.